Hey guys, welcome to Ben Wrenchin. My name's Ben, and today I'm wrenching on my 2004 Honda Accord. I'm excited about this one. I got a bumper from paintandship.com. You can get an entire new bumper painted to your car color, and the installation is really not that bad. So I'm going to unbox this. We'll see how it looks, compare it to the old one. I'll show you how I take the old one off, and we'll install a new one and see how it looks. I'm excited about this one, so let's do it. This car's got 360,000 miles and the bumper has seen better days. So I got a new one that's painted to this color and ready to install. Let's get this one unboxed and check it out. All you have to do is go to their website and enter your car's information and color. And you get a bumper that is pre-painted to match the color of your car. At first glance, the paint job looks really good. It's probably gonna look a little too good for my car. Eventually, I'd like to get this panel too. But my bumper looks pretty bad. It's got a big crack right here. And something like this that's ready to go on there is exactly what I wanted to do. So the only thing I see that could be a difficulty is this bent corner right here. That is due to the way that it's shipped, and they really can't avoid that. I've seen where people have gotten bumpers online and they ship them rolled up and then you have to unroll them and heat them. So that's not too bad. I like that they put it in a huge box. So getting the bumper off really isn't too bad. I'm gonna walk through that. Once we get that one off, we can lay them side by side, make sure everything looks good. And then I'll get the new one installed and we'll see how it looks. So to get this off, I'm going to start at the bottom. I've got a tray to put all my fasteners in. There's a screw or two on each side of the wheel wells. And then there's a few trim fasteners on this panel here. I can't imagine that I'll need more than this to get this off. Some of this might even be overkill. And there are definitely better products out there to remove trim fasteners and all the other stuff that's holding that bumper on. But I will link all of this in the description. So starting at the bottom, there is a 10mm bolt on each corner. So I'll take these out first. And it's a little stiff, so you may need some PB Blaster. And probably as a foreshadowing of what's to come, the first one snapped off. So I would recommend using some PB Blaster. Luckily, there's only 2 of those on this. And some good news on the passenger side is that I'm missing enough of these protective covers that this screw isn't even there. So next are the 2 screws at the top of the bumper on the side here in the wheel well. It won't be bad to get some PB Blaster in this one because I can spray it up here. So hopefully that will help me get at this screw a little bit easier. I'll try this quarter drive hex bit and see if this will get it out. And that worked pretty well to get this loosened up to where I can take it out the rest of the way. So now I've at least got this side loose. This side may be a little more difficult, but it looks like I can get my PB Blaster in here and hope that it's going onto the screw. And that one's not too bad either. I'm a little surprised those weren't more difficult to take out than they were, but there is the other one. And so now this side's loose too. So I would imagine there would be more fasteners down here if you've got the dust cover attached. I took that off a long time ago and it's sat in a corner of my garage ever since. But those are likely similar to the fasteners that we're going to take off on the top. From what I remember on the top, these 2 fasteners up in the top corners are different than the rest of them. That seems right to me considering that I'm missing that one. This one does not look original. I think the original one's got a Phillips head on it, but I can pop that out with a trim fastener tool. And then the rest of these down here are all the same, so those will be easy to take off once I figure out how to do one of them. Most of the time with these, you can get under them with a screwdriver and just pop it up. And then you can use one of these tools and get underneath it and pop it out the rest of the way. And then I'll hold on to these because we can reuse them. So I'll get all those off and then this piece will come off. Alright, with that piece off, there are just 2 clips on the sides right here. I think I can just get a flat blade screwdriver under here. Should be able to just pry this up and pull this out. And same thing on this side. So with all that freed up, the only thing holding on are these clips right here. I can just pull from the outside. I can use this to get in here and pry this open. So once this is free up here, I can get this in and just pry this open. Helps to start on the outside and work your way in. But that's really it, and then the bumper comes off. So there's the old one next to the new one. The color looks a little different, but they do paint it to a brand new color. So I'm sure that's the way that this one looked 20 years ago. So I'll need to get this off, transport it over to the new one. I'll look at the difference between these corners and see if I need to heat those up a little bit. But to remove this, it's just got 4 screws on the inside. I'm actually missing the middle 2, so I've only got 2 screws to take out. So these come out easy, and then there's a metal clip that I'll have to transfer over to the new bumper. Both of those came out pretty easy with no issues, and I can transfer this over. So at this point, I've got everything off and I can compare the two side by side. There is a bit of a color difference, but this one is faded from the sun for 20 years. I imagine it looked like this 20 years ago. So I don't know how different this one's gonna look when I get it on the car, but I'm really not too worried about it. I'm actually probably gonna replace this panel too at some point. I think that would be a lot easier than trying to fix this peeling clear coat. But overall, I think this looks good. Everything matches up. I don't see any differences between the two, so this looks to be a direct match. Here is the sticker with the part number. I believe this A90ZZ has to do with the color. I'll probably try to sell this and see if I can get a little bit of the money back. But overall, I think the new one looks way better than the old one. So I think I'll just leave these bent corners like they are. I'm gonna see if I can install it like that and see if these will tuck in under the headlight. And that way you guys can judge if you wanna put some heat to these and bend them back into shape better, or just install it as it comes. So I'll go ahead and attach this grill. I can get both of these screws started, and then I'll tighten them down when I've got both in. It would be best to replace the other 2 missing screws, but I don't have this metal bracket, so I'm not going to be able to do that. But I'm okay with that because this one's been holding on like this for who knows how long. All right, and with both of those back on, I'm ready to get this installed. I will try to remove this bracket with the broken screw in it. I'd like to try to replace this if I can. So I'll see if I can find these on Amazon, and I'll link them in the description. There are 2 on each of the plastic panels that go above the wheels. But first, I'm going to start by lining this up. My plan is to get these into the tabs right here. That's going to hold it on for me to get the rest of it popped in. I can at least get one started and then get the other one in place too. I'll snap both of those in. And then I just need to get these holes lined up so I can use a screwdriver and pull this until these holes line up, and that'll help me get those trim fasteners in there. So with both of those in, it's starting to take shape. I just need to get these snapped in under the headlights. That should be pretty easy because these just go right into place. That actually wasn't too bad, and I think once I get the screws in, it's gonna fit even better. So that already looks really good. I'm a little blown away by how easy this whole process was. If I had known it was going to be like this, I would have done this a long time ago. These screws would be a little bit easier to get to with the wheel off, or even turn the wheel a little bit, but I can get a screwdriver in there just right and get this tightened down. All right, so that one's tight. I'm going to do the same on the other side. So right here is that corner that was bent up a little bit. You can see it sticking up just a little bit, but I'm honestly not worried about that. It's the beginning of summer, and so this is going to get itself into shape once it gets heated up a little bit. And it does line up a little better when you've got that trim piece under the wheel well. So with this one, I can actually just go in here with the screwdriver and get it in, and then it tightens down all the way. There's the bent corner on this side. It's right at the bottom of the headlight, and it's barely even noticeable. So I'm okay with that. It actually looks fine as is. So the last thing is getting this piece back on here. You do have to finagle it through the hood latch a little bit, but it's not bad. And then I can get it set in place. Get this under here. And then everything lines up and I can get all those fasteners back in. So some of these old clips are broken, and so they're not going to fasten anything if I try to use them. I tried to get some new ones out of my kit, but none of them match these that go to this piece here. I got all of them clipped down except these 2 spots right here. So I will look for some of these fasteners and link them in the description. I did have some in my kit that worked for these corners. They're just push down Christmas tree fasteners. Pushes right into these holes here and secures those. So that's what I had in there before. It probably came from my kit, and those worked. This kit does have all kinds of fasteners, and I've used this for years on all sorts of different stuff. But in this application, I need some that are a little different. I'll also include in the description the clips and screws for the bottom and anything that I can find there, including the splash shield if I can find that. So now for my takeaways. First of all, this was really easy to do. Second, the color matches really well. I really can't even notice a difference even close up. It looks really good. It obviously looks a little bit newer than the rest of the car, but I honestly thought the color would look different, and it does not look bad at all. So I would highly recommend you guys do this if you're thinking about replacing any of these panels on your car. I may end up replacing all of these, honestly, because as good as this looks, I really kind of can't pass it up. So again, the bends in the corner, I mean, they're there. They're not too bad. I could take a heat gun to them and bend them down, but I'm kind of okay with how they look as is. So I want to say thank you to paintandship.com for sending me this bumper. I'll link their website in the description. I'll also link this exact bumper in case your car is the same color and year and make and model that mine is. You can find the paint code inside the driver door. There's a sticker right here next to the door latch, and my color code is NH658P. So that's all the information I needed to know what color it was. If your sticker's missing, you can look up the color code online. You can even take a picture of your car and give it to ChatGPT and it'll tell you what color it is. But again, I can't say how happy I am with the way that this looks. I honestly can't believe how good it matches. Even this old faded panel, it matches really closely. So I am super happy with this. And just to make sure I wasn't fooling myself, I got it in direct sunlight and it still looks like it matches really well. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think I should replace this panel too? Or should I try to get a new hood for my Infiniti? Probably use a new bumper too. So I got quite a few options of new panels to get. When I do, I'm definitely going to go with paintandship.com because this is blowing me away right now. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think. Subscribe for more on my Honda and I will catch you guys in the next video.